Who are the most notorious hackers of all time? Today, we delve into the digital underworld to uncover the identities of these individuals. But before we begin, let's set the stage with a brief introduction to the world of hacking. Hacking, in its simplest form, is the process of finding vulnerabilities in a system and exploiting them. However, not all hackers wear the same hat. We have the white hat hackers, the good guys, who use their skills to find and fix these vulnerabilities, enhancing the security of our digital world. Then we have the black hat hackers, the ones who operate with malicious intent, exploiting vulnerabilities for personal gain or to cause mayhem. The impact of these black hat hackers is substantial, costing companies and consumers trillions of dollars annually. The world of hacking is complex, filled with intrigue and suspense. So buckle up and prepare to be intrigued as we unveil the top 10 most notorious hackers of all time. At the top of our list is Kevin Mitnick, often deemed the world's most famous hacker. Mitnick's intrigue with the digital world began as a teenager, when he used social engineering tactics to ride the Los Angeles bus system for free. His hacking ventures escalated from there, leading him into a cat-and-mouse game with the law that lasted nearly a decade. Mitnick's activities spanned from unauthorized access to dozens of computer networks, to copying proprietary software from some of the largest cell phone and computer companies in the world. His actions caused significant disruptions and financial losses, culminating in his arrest in 1995. Mitnick spent 5 years in prison, including 8 months in solitary confinement, but his story didn't end there. After his release, Mitnick turned a new leaf. He used his knowledge of hacking to protect against it, becoming a respected cybersecurity consultant and author. From fugitive to cybersecurity consultant, Mitnick's story is nothing short of remarkable. Next up is not an individual but a collective, the hacker group known as Anonymous. This group, shrouded in mystery, has been behind some of the most high-profile cyber attacks in recent history. Anonymous is not your typical hacking group. They are known as hacktivists, using their skills not for personal gain, but to send a message, often politically charged. Their targets have ranged from corporations to governments, and their attacks are typically designed to expose corruption, censorship, or other perceived injustices. They've been involved in various global events, from supporting protests to exposing government surveillance programs. Their signature Guy Fawkes mask has become a symbol of resistance and rebellion in the digital age. But despite their high-profile activities, the identities of the individuals involved remain unknown, protected by the collective anonymity that is the group's namesake. Anonymous remains an enigma in the hacking world, their identity as elusive as their intentions. Our third entry is Adrian Lamo, dubbed the Homeless Hacker. A nomadic figure, Lamo was known for his itinerant lifestyle, often couch surfing or sleeping in abandoned buildings. Yet, despite his unconventional living arrangements, Lamo demonstrated a knack for infiltrating some of the world's most secure corporate systems. His targets were not small fish. Major corporations like Yahoo, Microsoft, and even the New York Times fell victim to his skillful exploits. But it wasn't just corporate behemoths that felt the sting of Lamo's keyboard. He also gained notoriety for his controversial whistleblowing activities, which put him in the crosshairs of both law enforcement and the hacker community. Perhaps his most infamous act was his decision to report U.S. Army intelligence analyst Calce Manning to the authorities, leading to her arrest for leaking classified information. This act has led many to view Lamo as a traitor to the hacker ethos, while others see him as a hero for his decision to uphold the law. Lamo's actions reveal a complex figure, navigating the murky waters between hero and villain. Albert Gonzalez, the mastermind behind one of the largest credit card thefts in history, comes in at number 4. Known for his audacity and technical prowess, Gonzalez orchestrated a series of massive data breaches. These breaches, which targeted large companies, resulted in the theft of tens of millions of credit and debit card numbers. Gonzalez's hacking career began in his teens, but it was his involvement in the infamous Shadow Crew forum that marked the start of his most significant criminal activities. Shadow Crew was an online hub for cybercriminals, where stolen card numbers and identities were bought and sold. His most infamous exploit, however, was the breach of TJX Companies, a conglomerate of large retail chains. This breach alone resulted in the theft of over 40 million credit and debit card numbers. Despite his attempts to cover his tracks, Gonzalez was eventually apprehended in 2008. He was sentenced to 2 concurrent 20-year terms in federal prison, the longest sentence ever given for hacking in the United States. Gonzalez's tale is a stern reminder of the destructive potential of hacking. Our 5th spot is shared by 2 British hackers, Matthew Bevan and Richard Pryce. These two weren't just notorious for their hacking skills, but also for the international incident they sparked. Operating under the pseudonyms Kuji and DataStream Cowboy, they performed one of the most audacious cyber heists of the mid-90s. Their targets? US military systems? Bevan and Pryce managed to infiltrate the networks of the Griffiths Air Force Base, which was no small feat. But they didn't stop there. Their audacity took them as far as the Korean Atomic Research Institute. Their intrusion led to a full-blown diplomatic incident, with the US accusing the UK of cyber espionage. However, their actions weren't politically motivated, they were simply curious, testing the boundaries of what they could achieve in the digital realm. Nevertheless, their actions served as a stark reminder of the potential geopolitical implications of hacking, showing how it can disrupt international relations and spark global incidents. Bevan and Pryce's escapades highlight the potential geopolitical implications of hacking. Jeanson James Ancheta, the first hacker to create a botnet, occupies our sixth spot. This California native took hacking to the next level by pioneering the use of botnets, networks of private computers infected with malicious software and controlled as a group without the owner's knowledge. Ancheta's brilliance lay in his understanding of the power of numbers. He realized that while one computer could cause some damage, thousands could wreak havoc. This realization led to his creation of botnets, and with them, he was able to control thousands of computers at once. But Ancheta didn't just create these botnets for fun, or to prove his technical prowess. He saw a business opportunity. He rented out access to his botnets to those who wanted to send out spam, or launch attacks on websites. His operations were so lucrative that he even advertised his services online. However, all good things come to an end. Ancheta was eventually caught and prosecuted, marking a significant victory in the fight against cybercrime. Ancheta's story underscores the evolving nature of hacking methodologies. At number 7 we have Michael Calce, better known by his online alias Mafia Boy. A teenager from Canada, Calce's hacking journey began as a mere curiosity but quickly escalated into something much bigger. He was just 15 when he launched a series of high-profile attacks that brought down major websites, causing a global panic. His most notorious feat was the denial of service attacks in early 2000. He managed to temporarily disable several high-profile websites including Yahoo, CNN, eBay, and Amazon, causing an estimated $1.7 billion in damage. His actions sent shockwaves around the world, prompting a renewed focus on cybersecurity. However, Calce's reign of digital terror was short-lived. He was eventually caught and sentenced to 8 months in a group facility for troubled youths. Since then, he has turned his life around and now works as a cybersecurity consultant, using his skills for good rather than chaos. Calce's actions serve as a stark reminder of the potential chaos a single hacker can cause. Last but certainly not least is Kevin Poulsen, also known as Dark Dante. Poulsen gained notoriety in the world of hacking for his audacious exploits, particularly his manipulation of phone lines. He had the audacity to take over all the phone lines for a Los Angeles radio station, ensuring he'd be the winning caller in a contest, netting himself a brand new Porsche. But what makes Poulsen's story particularly fascinating is the dramatic transformation he went through after his hacking days. After serving his time, he didn't return to his old tricks. Instead, he embarked on a new path, using his knowledge of the digital world for good rather than mischief. He became a journalist, dedicating his work to cybersecurity and bringing to light the very practices he once indulged in. Poulsen's journey from hacker to journalist demonstrates the potential for redemption and transformation. From causing chaos to exposing vulnerabilities, these hackers have left an indelible mark on the cyber world. Their unique stories took us on a journey through the dark corners of the internet, showcasing their cunning, audacity, and sometimes, their altruism. Kevin Mitnick, once the FBI's most wanted, used his skills to expose vulnerabilities, while Anonymous, a collective with no face, rocked governments and corporations alike. Adrian Lamo, Albert Gonzalez, Matthew Bevan, and Richard Pryce, each with their unique methods and motivations, challenged the status quo and left their fingerprints on the digital world. Jeanson James Ancheta and Michael Calce showed us the destructive power of botnets and DDoS attacks. And Kevin Poulsen, once a black hat, turned a new leaf and used his knowledge to contribute to the realm of cybersecurity. These notorious hackers, through their actions, have fundamentally shaped the landscape of cybersecurity, emphasizing the need for continuous vigilance and strong defenses. As we navigate the digital age, the tales of these notorious hackers serve as a reminder that the line between technology's potential and its perils is often blurred.